Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kristen's grimy move, wild covered mysteries, Trip skips Hong Kong and Tate's jail frenzy. Days of Our Lives uncover that Holly Jonas' excess will drag a lot of individuals into inconvenience. During the 7-day stretch of Tate Dark will confront a barbecuing meeting over the medication baggie at the scene. After E.J. DiMera becomes advised about Holly's difficulty, he'll begin heaving allegations. Tate will claim that Holly showed him the drugs earlier, but Holly did not give him any. Holly went off all alone and took a portion of the pills in any case, so that handled her in her ongoing dilemma. Sadly, EJ will have a hard time believing that, very much like Rafe Hernandez will have a hard time believing Brady Dark's tale about the medication sack being his own reserve. It'll be clear that Brady's scrambling to help Tate out of this sticky situation. Teresa Donovan will figure Tate ought to allow Brady to deal with this, however Tate won't watch his dad head to Statesville. Tragically, Tate's the one who'll head there, all things being equal. After Tate says he won't allow Brady to take the rap, he'll wind up in cuffs and will eventually have his bail denied. EJ will likewise deny Tate the opportunity to land at an adolescent confinement office by uncovering that he'll go being investigated as a grown-up. According to DOL, Teresa and Brady will have to reassure Tate despite their own growing fears, because Tate will be terrified once he learns he will be sent to prison. Discussing developing feelings of trepidation, Nicole DiMera can scarcely work as she worries about Holly's bleak condition. Holly will be lethargic and on a ventilator, however Nicole will hold out trust for her recuperation since she won't understand what she'll do on the off chance that she loses her main girl. Concerning Ava Vitale and Stefan DiMera, they'll put on an act with Harris Michaels and face Clyde Weston's risky directions later. EJ will likewise corner Stefan and tear into him now that Holly's battling for her life. It seems like EJ will think the medications came from Clyde's bound reserve, so he'll consider Stefan capable in some capacity. Days spoilers say Everett Lynch will tune in on EJ and Stefan's contention, so that could bring some huge news or possibly a few signs about Stefan and Ava working for Clyde. In the meantime, Trip Johnson will call Ava out when he inquires as to whether she's messed up in a medication domain. Will Ava admit what she's facing with Clyde or continue to attempt to conceal reality? Notwithstanding, Trip will have a few troublesome updates to impart to Wendy Shin, Victoria Effortlessness, who'll for all intents and purposes be stuffed and prepared to leave for their China move. Trip seems to be going to say that he has to stay because of everything that's going on with Ava and this Holly situation. That will compel Wendy to conclude whether she'll move back to Hong Kong alone or put love first and stay there with Trip. At the DiMera Chateau, Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree will feel like they're large and in charge following a sizzling night together. Abe Carver and Paulina Cost certainly won't feel the same way since Abe will experience some room execution issues. According to Other Days spoilers, Julie Williams and Chad DiMera will talk to each other about the losses they've experienced and how those losses can affect their future. On another note, Sloane Peterson Brady will battle to conceal all the obligation Leo Distinct is piling up and will give her very best for fix his wild shopping binges. Since Xander Cook and Sarah Horton were a decent group with Victoria Horton Cook on New Year's Eve, Xander will propose Sarah ought to move in and live there full-time. Awakening with Victoria each day will be interesting to Sarah, thus will the prospect of awakening close to Xander, assuming that their sentiment continues to sprout. During the week, Days say there'll be a grandparent and grandkid get-together, however it may not be under charming conditions. Maggie Kyriakis will undoubtedly pay Holly a visit at some point, and John Black may also pay Tate a visit while he is in prison to show his support. Brady appears to be too preoccupied with Tate's legal issues to take advantage of a chance to see Rachel Black. Kristen DiMera will probably be cruel about it and say that Brady won't get another chance if he doesn't make time for Rachel right now. In the meantime, it appears Everett and Jada Tracker will phenomenally keep on trying not to find one another, and that is no simple undertaking in a town like Salem, where shock experiences happen constantly. At last, somebody will stay silent about antiquated history, so that will likely be Constantine Melianis. Constantine perceived John in the wake of investigating his eyes, however he won't have any desire to spill excessively and lose his high ground. Days of Our Lives spoilers hint that Constantine realizes a few stunning realities about John's experience as the pawn, yet he'll cling to his mysteries until he can utilize them for his full potential benefit. Abe's closeness issue makes Paulina question their future? Days of Our Lives hints that Paulina Price doesn't want her ill health to stop her from spending New Year's Eve with honest Abe Carver. She has worked hard to rekindle their relationship, and she doesn't want a medical problem to stop her from getting Abraham back where he belongs. However, she might not be able to choose. Days of Our Lives, honest Abe Carver and Paulina Price. Since Abe's amnesia set in and he was kidnapped by a cat lover, Paulina and Abe have had a rough time of it. Ringing in another year will be something that each anticipate. Abe has gained sluggish headway in developing nearer to Paulina despite the fact that he doesn't remember their coexistence. Days of Our Lives. Abe's closeness issue makes Paulina question their future because Paulina is major areas of strength for A and delightful lady, he is succumbing to her once more, so it's normal that these two lovebirds would set up a party for themselves on New Year's Eve. DOOL spoilers. Abe Carver believes that should bear in mind. Her little girl, Chanel Dupree, has plans with her playmate Johnny DiMera, and Paulina lets Abe know that they will be in isolation. Paulina isn't the most tolerant lady on the planet, however, who finishes anything by remaining uninvolved. Paulina has shown restraint toward Abe, however, she is kicking the bucket to get into a higher stuff with her heartbreaker. Thus, during the 7-day stretch of January 1st to 5th, she takes action on him. Days of Our Lives. Paulina value takes action. Spoilers show that kissing could lead the couple to a higher level. Yet, in light of the fact that they need to fire up their motors, that doesn't imply that Abe's vehicle is brimming with gas. How about we simply express that as things progress throughout the night, Abe encounters shame. This leads Abe to apologize to Paulina, who will tell Abe not to stress. In any case, in her subconscious, Paulina might feel that Abe no longer cravings her. DOL, does Abe Carver have a psychological barrier? Simultaneously, Abe's psyche might be messed with contemplations that he can't satisfy this awesome lady like he used to. Not that he recollects. Assuming that Abe is encountering a mental issue that prompts execution tension, this couple will have much more to manage in the present as they attempt to recover the past. Days of Our Lives. Abe Carver and Paulina values troubles. Albeit another year is a period for festivity and trust, show bother that Paulina and Abe's relationship will confront more road obstructions, so make certain to check out see whether they have the stuff to make it over the long haul. Abe pronounces his affection for Paulina. Days of Our Lives say that we realize this plan to happen sometime. Abe appears prepared to address Paulina, the very special woman in his life, with those 3 special words. Continue perusing underneath for all that you want to be aware. Days of Our Lives. Abe pronounces his affection for Paulina. As per the most recent version of drama condensation, Paulina and Abe are celebrating the new year together at the bistro, very much like every other person in Salem. Despite the fact that Ave actually doesn't recall a ton from quite a while ago, he is viewing himself as increasingly more drawn to Paulina. They are not saying a lot, however they would like to hang out. James Reynolds, who plays Abe on the hit Peacock Cleanser, put it along these lines: they're becoming more familiar with one another. There's the abnormal perspective that one of them remembers everything and the other doesn't. The person who remembers everything is somewhat more frantic to return to where they were, though Abe, who doesn't recollect everything, needs to get back, yet his urgency is not exactly Paulina's. Days of Our Lives. What's next for Abe and Paulina? Toward the finish of the night, Abe lets Paulina know that he adores her. According to James, it's a significant second for Abe on the grounds that his life and his relationship with Paulina is a secret at this moment. Therefore, making the admission that he does in fact love her takes some time and courage on his part. One of those minutes individuals have in a relationship, yet they need to arrive at that choice all alone. It isn't the choice regardless of whether you love the other individual, it's whether to express it without holding back. Obviously, Days of Our Lives fans should figure out what will occur straight away. DOOL airs on the Peacock web-based feature. Watch this space as we have an inclination there is something else to come.